Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Following the recording of her mayoral podcast, Paulina Price was reportedly exhausted and hoarse, according to the Thursday, December 21. Spoilers for Days of Our Lives. Paulina appeared to be having difficulty swallowing and speaking, so she sat down in the town center with Chanel Dupree and ordered a drink. Paulina downplayed the lump on her throat that Chanel eventually identified as a swollen gland. Chanel was determined to take her mother to the hospital immediately, even though Paulina promised to schedule a visit with her usual physician in the new year. Holly Jonas was forced to celebrate her birthday and Christmas Eve alone in the Demira house because everyone else had somewhere else to be. When Johnny realized that Holly's birthday was approaching, he ordered a cake and was ready to share it with her. But when Chanel called to say Paulina was sick and being checked out at the hospital, Johnny instantly modified his plans. Holly made the decision to treat herself to the scotch at the minibar after Johnny went straight over. Holly wrote a long text about Johnny being her soulmate after she got wasted, but she ultimately decided not to send it. Holly kept drinking and concluded that Johnny must not have cared for her because he would have stayed. On Thursday's episode of Days, Johnny used the Demira name to his advantage at the hospital, bringing Paulina to the examination room earlier than anticipated. Chanel recognized Johnny was speaking from experience, since he knew what it was like to be in the hospital over the holidays. As a result, Johnny disclosed that he had surgery around this time of year to treat retinoblastoma, which he had as a child. After a while, Holly called Johnny to confront him about leaving her, slurring her words slightly as she complained that no one seemed to care. Holly was reassured by Johnny that he was aware of her drinking and that he cared. Chanel pushed Johnny to go rescue Holly after he informed her about the problem at home when Holly shattered a glass. When Johnny returned, he discovered Holly dozing off on the couch and covered her up. Not too long afterward, Johnny gave Chanel another phone check-in. On Thursday's episode of Days, Kate Roberts Brady celebrated her return from the afterlife and the earthly returns of Marlena Evans and Kayla Johnson with a heavenly-themed feast at the pub. Brady Romano, Steve Johnson, Josh Taylor, and John Black were all present at the get-together, where they shared memories from the past. John thought back to how Steve had come across him while he was lost and wrapped in bandages. Steve believed John looked more like a lost puppy, despite the fact that at the moment he was a dangerous, highly sought-after asset. Marlena and John also relived the moment he gave her the charm bracelet, which she still treasures, on Thursday's episode of Days. John found Kate's ring in his drink and returned it to her when she realized it was missing. As they toasted their love, Kate and Roman thought back to their bedside marriage ceremony. Kayla remembered the Christmas season when she had secretly visited her family by dressing as Santa. At the time, Kayla was terrified of Victor Kiriakis, since he was a vicious man. John remarked that Victor carried the mysteries of his past with him to his grave as he thought back on how their relationship had changed over time. While John was happy to keep those truths hidden, Dio Olo provided the ideal pretext for significant disclosures to emerge later. According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, John's lost memories will eventually be investigated, so be sure to check in for all the exciting news that lies ahead. Spoilers for Friday, December 22's episode of Days of Our Lives indicate that Stephanie Johnson will assist Everett Lynch in finishing an article and attempt to divert her attention. Stephanie's thoughts will undoubtedly be with Chad Demira and the children as they get ready for Christmas Eve. Stephanie will be concerned for the well-being of Thomas Demira, played by Henry Witcher briefly, and Charlotte Demira, as she recently made her breakup with Chad public. After Stephanie moved out, Charlotte and Thomas lost another mother figure, on top of the already challenging loss of Abigail Demira. On Friday's DOOL episode, when everyone gathers at the Horton house for the yearly tree trimming, Thomas and Charlotte will be missing both Abigail and Stephanie. Luckily, Charlotte and Thomas will still be able to give Stephanie their gift because she will eventually make her way over there to spend some time with the children. According to Spoilers for Days, Stephanie is also bringing Everett, so Chad will only have to handle any tension that might arise. Given that it's Christmas, Chad ought to behave himself nicely. Naturally, Doug and Julie Williams will savor the sensation of having their entire family present. From Julie and Doug's perspective, it will be the ideal Thanksgiving that celebrates the family legacy. It will surprise Sarah Horton and Xander Cook to discover that Maggie Kyriakis has brought Konstantin Meliones as her +1 when they bring Victoria Cook to the festivities. According to Previews for Days, Konstantin will keep her spirits up and turn on the charm as she misses Victor Kyriakis and other lost loved ones. Even with his hidden agenda, Konstantin will at least be able to make Maggie smile this Christmas. For his part, Xander will get into the spirit of the season when he hangs Victoria's new ornament on the tree and wins Sarah over. According to teasers for other days, Brady Black and Theresa Donovan will argue angrily once more, which will prompt Kate Black to finally admit that he is tired of his parents' incessant squabbling. That appears to be plenty for Theresa and Brady to declare a Christmas ceasefire, allowing them to spend some precious time with Tate while they watch him unwrap his gifts. Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that Brady and Theresa will change their mindset for Tate's benefit, which is fantastic news for their upcoming family vacation. And it appears that everyone in Sarah's life jumps on her for not giving him more grace when she hasn't been ready to welcome him back in. Perhaps they shouldn't too. Telfer chuckled as he discussed Xander's devious plans with Gwen to conceal Bonnie's kidnapping and said, "Everyone gives Xander a bit too much slack." They really do. Godfrey concurred. And they don't even give Sarah a break. No laxity, Telfer laughed. You have such a short leash. Oh no, Xander is free to roam. He is free to run around and urinate on the beach. We don't give a damn. He's adorable. Honestly, he's not incorrect. If we had to estimate, Xander is a cold-blooded killer, a smuggler, a kidnapper, and he's probably committed almost every crime in existence at some point. However, there's something so incredibly endearing about him that it makes sense why the people of Salem keep passing him over and over. And now, with Sarah, he gets to pretend to be Victoria's father. Is that, however, truly the greatest idea? Telfer made a joke, saying, "I'm worried about the men in their lives if they think Xander's oak. Like, hey, Zoom's gonna be a great dad in prison." Godfrey chuckled. Calls the kid like once a week. The incorrect counsel to be imparted. Though he often relies solely on charm to get out of difficult situations, Xander is capable of more than just bad advice. What lesson would Xander tell his child right away? Well, when you're smuggling diamonds, Telfer proposed. Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.